Welcome to class, soulmates. You can see this is the skirt that we're going to make, a bubble skirt. You can see how beautiful it's looking already on the mannequin. If this is what you would like to see how it's done and learn how to do yours, please kindly stay to the end of this video and get the best part of it. Okay, so let's get right into it. Now this is the main fabric we're going to be using, and this is the lining. I'm using the white for the lining and this for the normal fabric. Okay, so for this lining, the major thing in this is that the main skirt is going to be cut in full circle, while the lining is going to be cut in a triangular flay. Okay, so for the full circle, which is using this ankara, I'm going to fold into four, just the way we fold. Now this is the normal measurements you need: your waist circumference, right? And then the length of the skirt that you want. Waist circumference, the length of the skirt that you want, right? Now the closure can be with zipper or with elastic, right? Can be, if you're going for the elastic, you have to take your hip circumference so that the waistline can actually pass your hip. But if you're using zipper, that means you're going to have slits at the back. Okay, but in this case we're making something that is not going to be needing um zipper, right? So we're going to take the hip circumference as well. All right, so that is what we're going to be using to get our measurements. I hope this makes sense to you. So I'm going to fold into two now, and then I'll fold into two again to get our full circle skirt. So all I have to do is to arrange it properly, make sure all the sides are equal. I need to turn it in a way that you will be able to see it clearly, right? Now to do this, because I folded into four, I'm going to divide my waistline into four. Okay, once I divide it into four, what I'm going to do is to place the tape, the measuring tape, to the parts where I got the answer. Now I actually forgot I'm using a mannequin, so I divided my waist into four, and I'm having like my hip actually, I'm having like 10. Okay, so I'll place it this way, and that is where I got the 10. I hope you understand. I'm not used to the miniature, so I just assumed I'm using my hip measurement. Like I said, it will be needing elastic, and that is how I use my actual measurements. I'm going to redo this lesser in the video. Okay, so once that is done, from where I marked, I'm going to get the length of the skirt. Now the fabric is not giving me the actual length that I want, so I'm going to use up whatever it is that I have there, and I'll get the measurement where it is. From the top, I'm now going to rotate my tape right round. Okay, I'm going to rotate my tape right round like so, and then I'll connect it together just the way you cut your normal um what do I call it again, circle flay. Okay, so I'll cut the down part as well. This tutorial is quite easy and simple for beginners, especially intermediate. This is just like soup for you, and for advanced is for you to teach your students. Okay, so but then if you don't know it, you don't know it, and of course no matter what you know, you can still learn from someone else. Now the skirt looks big. Even though I want to gather it, it is still big. It's just going to look like a kind of balloon. Like it's the waistline is big for the lower parts. Okay, so it's going to look as if I'm gathering both up and down. Now even though the lining, we're going to be folding it into two, which is the size of the flare that we want for the lining. We are folding into two. It's going to be a triangular flay, just like this. All right. Now, because the lining is actually small, it's not going to carry the measurement we used for this. I have to fix back what I have to recut it, what I cut out before to recut it. Now, to get the circumference that we want, this is just me repeating what I've done before, but in another way. You can do your waist circumference divide by 6.28, which is the normal standard, and that will give me about 2.8, right? If you divide the waist circumference by 6.28, I'm going to have 2.8. Now, if I divide the waist circumference by 4, this is 18 that I'm using, 18 inches. I'm still going to have almost the same answer. So dividing by 4, and of course, I want it to have a little pleat for gathering. All right, so I'm going to still use the 18 divided by 4, which is the measurement for the mannequin this time around. I'll use 18 divided by 4, and I'll connect it like so. Of course, it is what we've done before, but I'm reusing a smaller measurement. I'm using a smaller measurement. It is what we've done before. You can see how small this is. So this is it. I used masking tape to put back what we have before. Okay, so I'm not going to actually use the same measurement to cut the lining. Now 18, which is the measurement I'm using, I will not divide by 4. I'm going to divide by 2 because I'm actually folding this into 2. So in the main fabric, I did 18 inches, which is the hip for the small miniature, divide by 4. And here I'm going to do the same 18 divided by 2. Then I'll get the length of the skirt. Whatever the length is, I'm going to minus 3 inches from it. Okay, so what this means is that the lining and the main fabric are not going to be of the same length. If not, it's not going to be nice. The lining needs to push inside so that it bubbles very well, right? So if this is going to affect your measurements, you can add extra 3 inches to your main fabric so that when you minus 3 inches from the lining, you're not going to have shortage of the length that you want. I hope you understand this. Okay, so I'm just going to connect, and then I will mark the length from here. That is actual length minus 3 inches. Actual length minus 3 inches. Remember, the two are not going to be the same measurement. Otherwise, when you wear it, someone will be seeing the lining from under. Okay, as in it will be coming out. So I'm going to rotate it right round as you've seen me doing, just to cut the normal flay. And once this is done, I will then cut it out. And after cutting it out, I'm now going to use the lining to turn the main fabric. And what that means is that I'm going to gather the main fabric. You can see what we've cut. It's just a very quarter flay. It's a quarter flay, not full, not half. So at the hem of the main fabric, I'm going to gather it right round. The gathering is to the size of the lining, so it fits in into this. So I'll just go over to the sewing machine now and gather it in a way that it will fit in to the hem of the lining. So after gathering, this is what we have. I gathered and joined the lining to the main fabric. You can see the way it is. So all you have to do is to push it in, put the lining and the fabric together at the waistline. You can see how it's bubbling. Put them together at the waistline, and that is how we are going to get our bubble skirts or balloon skirts or whatever skirts that you puffy skirts, whatever it is that you call it. You can see that the lining is 3 inches shorter, but you can still see it and that is how it's supposed to be. So I'm going to wear it on my mannequin. Very beautiful design that we have here, and you're going to love it when you sew it on, but for yourself. Okay, just the way Veekee James wore it. You can see how beautiful it is. Very beautiful. Now, if you've watched to this end and you've not subscribed to this beautiful channel that you learn so much from, please kindly do so. Love it, share it, like it, do anything you want to do, but don't dislike. Please love our video, like our video, share our video, and I'll see you in the next video. While you enjoy the view, I'm also going to attach a waistband if that is necessary. You can just attach your waistband with elastic, but in this case I'm not going to be doing so. So thank you.